Hello and welcome to. Oh, my phone's vibrating. Good start. Hello and welcome to PSGL, specifically round 6 of the PSGL F8 season. My name is Leon, and we're here for Zandvoort. I'm going to quickly share the stream out and get all of this up. There we go. There we go. Here we are for round 6 here at Zandvoort. One of the newer tracks to the calendar. The first season in PSGL where Zandvoort is on the calendar. A very interesting track, to say the least. Very windy and all that. So it's interesting to see how the drivers handle this track. To be honest, I don't really know the strategies at all, but anyway, we will move on. Quickly, whilst everyone is on the outlaps, I will quickly go through the drivers and constructors. So, Three Gloves is still winning the championship on 46 points. Captain Chubbs is then in second after his fantastic win in Belgium. He's on 42 points. Third is Sam on 40. So the top three separated by 6 points. Fourth is Callum Anderson, bottled it, to be honest, on 35 points. Tom AJ on 33 after getting a very nice second place, his first podium of the season. In sixth is Rabiz, who he hasn't, Bando Biz now, is his new PSM, on 27 points. In seventh is Frederick on 21. Then in eighth is Langfell on 17. Miraloo on 13, Sandre or Zexa on 12, Window Liquor on 8, Volakongan on 8, Willows 7, JOD 6, Nadal 5, Snookster 5, Hubsy 4, Panda 4, Best Bob 3, Wiseman 2, Morioette 1, and the rest haven't scored a point. I don't know what the quali that will be. I think mid 1/8s, but I'm not 100% sure. I know Callum was the first one, I believe, around. So Callum is kind of like the benchmark. What will the drivers have to aim to get? I do know that the pole time in F11, I think, was an 8.9. So I know drivers want to be beating that. 9.2 for Nadal, provisional pole. Volakongan with a 9.4. If I can catch the Red Bull of Wiseman, that's not a Red Bull. Yeah, it is a Red Bull, never mind, yep, sorry. There's a Renault now, Sam coming to the line, 1 minute 9.3. Now you've got the Hasses. The first Hass of Captain Chubbs goes provisional pole with 1 minute 8.9. That Hass is not finishing the lap. Langfell next to the line, 10.3 invalid. Snooks is just starting a lap. You have now got Morioette on the... never mind. Pitting. You then have Bando Biz coming around the final corner. What can he set? Coming to the line. A 1 minute 9.3 puts him 5th. Quite a short track, so you can probably use all 4 sets of softs that you get given. Three Gloves with a 9.6, slowest of all. Ferrari just crossed the line. Willows now with a 9.8. You now have Wiseman to the line, 10.3. The lap times are getting slower. Tom AJ just starting a lap. You have got Best Bob, who is coming to the line. These lap times are getting slower. It's 15.1 this time. As I imagine Captain Chubbs will be coming back into the pit lane, and he is. Snookster coming to the line. Sets a 1 minute 8.9 provisional pole. Snookster out of nowhere with that provisional pole lap time. Only 17 drivers here today. 17 is good enough. Is anyone else? There's a McLaren that's diving into the pits. That's Three Gloves, who is just coming into the pits. So whilst everyone's coming back into the pits to put on a fresh set of tyres. I will go through the constructors' standings. So, Renault were leading on 75 points, Callum Anderson and Santi. McLaren in second, 60 points, Tom AJ and Bando Biz. Williams third, 54 points. Haas on 48, Mercedes 38, AlphaTauri 18, Ferrari 15, Alfa Romeo 8, Racing Point 5, Red Bull 4. What in F8 is different to other leagues is every single team has a point. Not every single league like every that. That is actually quite rare. But yes, as everyone has basically come back into the pits now, there was a couple more laps that went in. Nadal got to 4th, whilst that wasn't looking. Tom AJ's gone 3rd, I believe, but I'm not sure on that one. Anyone else? There is a Renault of Callum just about to start a lap, and there's a Ferrari behind. It's Mancini who's just coming into the pits. Seemingly the sun is coming out. Red Bull, Wiseman on a 3rd soft lap. I mean, not the usual strategy, I'll say that. Ferrari next across the line, it was Sondre with a 10.9. Merck, I think, just starting a lap, and AlphaTauri just starting a lap. Another AlphaTauri just starting a lap. Alfa Romeo, Morioets to the line. It's going to be a 10.2. Not great. 14th only. There is that Renault, Callum Anderson, who is up by 4.5 tenths. This should be provisional pole. Oh my god, he's tapped the barrier, but it's a 1 minute 8.7. Tapping the barrier most likely slowed him down. JLD next to come to the... That's not JLD, it's a Williams. 3 gloves just starting a lap. A Red Bull. It's not Wiseman. Best Bob, who didn't improve. Willows hasn't improved either. This will be JLD next. Not improving either. Now you've got a Merck of Langfell on a set of mediums, coming to the line to set a 1 minute 10.2. Sorry, my eyes went really wonky then. Valakongan doesn't improve. Actually, no, he does. He goes second. 1 minute 8.8. I was looking at the wrong AlphaTauri. There's now McLaren. Bando Biz, yep, to the line. 1 minute 8.8 as well. Ferrari now to the line. It could be Sondre. It was, and he's pitting. Sam, no, it's Callum again. I think Sam abandoned his lap somewhere. 3 gloves is on a lap. So what 3 gloves can do. Championship leader only goes 10th. Only improves 1 position. Not great. Haas now. Captain Chubbs. 8.8 as well. Very close grid, as it should be. As it should be. Top 11 separated by 6 tenths. Nadal. No, not really on a lap. Neither is Langfell. Don't think any of these are on a lap. Roberto Mancini's just starting a lap. Racing Point just come across the line. Was that Snookster? Snookster's actually just starting a lap. Currently on an 8.9. Set provisional pole earlier. A slight improvement, and that's P1 again. McLaren's just come across the line. Tom AJ's just starting a lap. You have now got Best Bob, who's coming to the line to set a 10.4. No improvement there. You have got Three Gloves, who will be coming into the pits, most likely. Next, then you'll have Wiserman, Roberto Mancini next in the middle sector. Very interesting track with 15 corners, I believe. I don't know this track too well, but he's rounding turn 15 now, the long banked right-hander. What will the lap time be from the Ferrari driver? A 9.1 puts him in 8th. That is Sam just starting a lap. You also have a racing point of Snookster about to cross the line, and he's actually down by 2 seconds, and he's going round again, so must have invalidated early on. Tom AJ now to the line, up by a bit on his lap time. Lost all of it in the final sector, 1 minute 9.1. There's a Renault as well, that'd be Callum Anderson. You also have Sondre just starting a lap. You also have Moriouet just starting a lap. The next car along, Best Bob is down by a lot. Next is Wiserman, who is in the final sector now, coming through the penultimate corner, turn 14. See how much this Red Bull driver can improve on by. Clips the dirt on the way in. It's going to be a 1 minute 9.2. The grid's fairly close. Yeah, Nadal's just starting a lap. Sam now to the line, only up by just shy of a 10th. What will it be for the Renault? Up by 7 thousandths. It's not got him anywhere. As an improvement, you have him pitting. Volokongan not just starting a lap. Callum is dead equal with his lap. See if he can improve. He does, just by a little bit. 1 minute 8.7 still. Bando Biz just starting a lap. You've got Moriouet, who's just gone into 13th place with a 1 minute 9.5. You've also got Captain Jobs, who's just started a lap. You've also got Crisis is Hard, Three Gloves, who's just starting a lap. You now have, I believe, Volokongan. Nope, it's Nadal, who is down by half a second, but we'll see if he can improve. Rounding the final corner, the AlphaTauri. No, decides to box now. Wiserman will be pitting. Langfell to the line. Pick up a nice little slipstream there is the Mercedes, 9.1. The Renault behind pitting as well. You have got Volokongan, who's invalidated, coming into the pits. You have got Bando Biz, who's just invalidated at the final corner, so will not be improving and will most likely be boxing. And everyone's will be boxing now, getting ready for final runs. There was an Alfa Romeo just going past. Willow's slightly improved, got ahead of his teammate. Three Gloves is down in 13th with only 1 run left. Being down in 13th is not great. Best Bob, I think just finished a lap, didn't improve. Langfeld will come back to the pits. But yeah, not great for the championship leader. Who will come out on top? Last week it was Bando Biz who came out on top with the pole position. Can he do it again? Bando Biz currently on a streak of 2. Pole positions, has 3 so far this season out of the possible 5, but is quite far down in the championship, unfortunately, for where he would want to be, considering he's had 3 pole positions. Being down in 6th isn't great. You have got Best Bob, who's just come into the pits, and now everyone apart from Tom AJ is in the pits, who He's going to have a lap to himself here. It will be his final lap, unless he boxes this lap. Coming through the first sector. Up by 300ths in the first sector. I don't know any of the corner names or numbers, which doesn't help, but oh well. Opens the DRS, a very small DRS straight. Not going to see much overtaking. Brakes just after 50 metre board, locks up into this tight complex. Third to last corner. Brakes at just after the 50 metre board into the penultimate corner. Back end a little bit loose through the final corner now, and has backed off. We'll be pitting. Or not. I don't know what Tom's doing, but okay. Sondre starting his final lap. Pardon me, that was a very slight yawn. Who's next? Everyone's just starting the lap now. So I'm better going on board with Sondre, who is currently in last position with 1 minute 10.9, 9 tenths off the nearest car. Hopefully they'll notice that he is on a lap. Best Bob gets out of the way. You now have Nadal, who's not really noticing. That would have held Sondre a little bit. Dirty area is a thing this game. But at the second DRS point, and now has his teammate in the way. I imagine everyone will want to back off to start their laps. Will Mancini realise that his teammate is also on a lap, or will he help his teammate, give him a little bit of a tow through the penultimate corner? Goes the Ferrari driver. We'll see what Sondre can do to the line. It will be a 1 minute 9.6. Only improves up till 16th. I believe it was a Haas next up on the road. Captain Chubbs. We'll get another lap in. JLD was quite close as well. Got Nadal, who's up. Follokongan has gone to 4th. Snookster has gone to 3rd. Very close there. You also have Bando Biz, who's just started a lap. You also have 3 Gloves, who is down in 13th. That is shocking. JRD's left the session. You've got Sam to the line. Goes P7. Now Langfell was actually on an outlap. Never actually got round in time. Both Alfa Romeos have bottled it. You have got Callum, who is on pretty much an identical lap again. To the line, Callum doesn't improve this time. You have got a Red Bull, not Best Bob, it's Wiserman, does not improve. Huberto Mancini to 6th. Nadal is down. Best Bob is also down. It doesn't improve. Captain Chubbs, though, to the line, does not take pole position, has bottled it in the final sector. So Bando Biz to the line, however, does take pole position again on the wire at 1 minute 8.7. Just, oh wow, 16 thousandths ahead. Unbelievable. And that is going to be it for the session. Bando Biz with his 4th pole position of the season, on a track that is very difficult to overtake apart from turn 1, so track position is key around this circuit. So Calm on the front row in 2nd place. And I will go through the grid once we finish. The time will probably go down to 1 before it finishes the session. and the session has ended. Bando Beers is on pole again. Can he convert it this time though? I think he has one win. I will have to double check. No, he doesn't. But yeah, Bando Biz is on pole. Callum in second, and Chubbs in third. Top three separate by half a tenth. That is ridiculous. In fourth, Snukester. Fifth, Volaconga. And sixth, Huberto Mancini. Seventh, JOD. Eighth, Sam. Ninth, Nadal. And 10th, Tom AJ. They're all going to start on the soft. Langfell 11th, Wiseman 12th, Three Gloves 13th, Willers 14th, Morioet 15th, Sundre's last 16th, and Best Bob in 17th. The whole grid, apart from Best Bob, separated by just under 9/10, which is very, very close, but it is a small track. So it is expected for that to happen. The weather looks dry. So we just get ready. Everyone is going to be getting their setups all sorted. Do. I don't know what the strategy is, so I'll be as clueless as some other drivers, I presume, as we get ready for the start of the formation lap. Let's have a look at the tyres then. So, top 10, obviously on the soft compound tyre, because that's what they qualified on. Outside the top 10, you have Langfell, Wiseman, Three Gloves and Willows on the mediums. In 15th, you've got Morioet on the soft, which is interesting. Probably a negative call though, to be fair. 16th is Sondre on the hard, so going for the long alternate strategy. And then you have Best Bob in 17th on the mediums as well. Hopefully there's no kind of pile ups like they were at Magello today. I don't know what Best Bob's doing. He's going to get kicked off the formation lap for going too slow at this point. Very, 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 very slow from Best Bob. And if he's not careful, he will get kicked from the formation lap. Well, not kicked, but sent back to the grid. Because he's a long way away. As the leaders are now getting ready for the start of the race. There's actually, Sondre is actually spun on the formation lap. Now that is an interesting one, that. Very rarely do you see someone spin on the formation lap. And so the leaders are lining up now. A bit of a comedy moment there from Sondre, but yeah, we're getting ready. Just have to wait for these two drivers who are quite far behind. And then we can get underway for round 6 of this season. Not at the halfway stage yet, but we're getting close. The season's tighter than ever. So let's see what will happen here. Once the lights come on, there they are. 2, 3, 4 and 5 red lights. And away we go for the start of the Dutch Grand Prix. And it's a pretty good start there from Bando Biz into turn 1. Actually, that is Captain Chubbs around the outside of Bando Biz. Everyone is ghosting. I don't know what the reason is for that. But now into turns 2, 3 and 4, I believe it is. Chubbs is ahead of Callum into this corner. I don't know the corner names or numbers, but Bando Beers, followed by Chubbs, followed by Snookster. The timing screen. Oh, big collision! Nadal is off and out into the barrier. I do not know what's happened, and there is a lap 1 safety car. He's had a collision with someone in the midfield. I don't know who. I think it may have been with Mancini, because Mancini's got a little bit of wing damage and has dropped down to 13th. I think he may have collided with Nadal, and Nadal has gone off into the barrier and is out of this race. So a hectic start, and already a safety car on that one, which could aid the drivers, might not, we don't know. Mancini will definitely pit. I don't think anyone else will. Good start from Captain Chubbs. Getting the jump on. I don't think that's legal from half the drivers there, faking to go into the pits. Sam does come in on lap 1 for the hard compound tyre. Track position is key, and he's going to drop all the way down to the back, even though the timing screen's clearly a glitch. Captain Chubbs, unfortunately, is not leading. It is Bando Biz who is leading. Yeah, Nadal, who actually had a pretty decent start, I believe, out of the race, basically before it even begun. Which is unfortunate. It's its 3rd DNF this season. There we go, the timing screens have finally sorted themselves out. Let's have a look at the position gains. At the moment, not fastest lap, that's not what I want. Position gains, so Moriarty up 7. Wanted to make them soft tyres count, and perfectly has. Langfell on a set of mediums, may I also remind you, is in 6th. Very good from the Mercedes there. Bando Beers has kept P1. Chubbs overtook Callum Snookster and Volokong and stayed with the R. 3 gloves from 13th to 9th, 15th to 8th from Moriarty. And yeah, not too bad. Who was it on the hards again? Can't remember who was it. It was Sondra on the hards. I think the safety car coming at the end of the next lap. Go back to tyre. Tom AJ's in the pits. That is a really poor time to box. He will be last. I'm guaranteeing for a set of hards as well. No, a set of mediums. Pretty interesting. Voice slightly died there. But yeah, pretty interesting choice. I don't know why you probably want track position around this track, to be honest. What's happened here? Oh, hello. Weathers and Best Ball having a bit of a kerfuffle under the safety car. Obviously, with the safety car being out, DRS will not be enabled until the end of lap 5. If the safety car comes in this lap, which it should do, as everyone is now back behind the safety car. People need to learn that the race is not won on lap 1, it is won on lap 36. And Bando Biz is leading. So let's see if he can turn this pole position into a win. And the safety car is in this lap, so Bando Biz now will be in control of the pace. The lights on the safety car are off. So Bando Biz gets to control the pace of the safety car. He's going pretty quick though. He's trying to get underway straight away. He's no messing around here from the McLaren. He wants to bolt. Oh, never mind. He's backing him up now. He's backing him up now into the old banking. Can choose when to go, and he's decided to go now. It's not actually a good getaway, but you can't overtake until you past the start finish line, which now they all have. Captain Chubbs, will he go down the inside of turn 1? No, he doesn't, but Bando Biz does look up. Oh, Captain Chubbs, he's clipped the wall. If he's got any damage, Snookster now has got past Callum. Brilliant move. He's trying it past Captain Chubbs. He has. Captain Chubbs now back down the inside. So is Callum. Callum now losing yet another position. Best Bob is now backwards. At whatever that corner is. At turn 4. But Snookster being opportunistic, getting past Callum and almost getting past Chubbs. I don't know if Chubbs has got damage from clipping the wall. And now the other Red Bull has gone off as well of Wiserman. So an absolute catastrophe for Red Bull. I think JRD is... he didn't actually rejoin the lobby. Captain Chubbs absolutely bunny hopping that curb. An absolutely chaotic start to the start of this Dutch Grand Prix. Captain Chubbs seemingly is struggling though. So's Bando Biz, and look at that final sector. But here we are, as we're starting lap 5 now. DRS will not be enabled yet, it will be at the start of next lap. Chubbs looking a bit wobbly on that back end. As they enter turn 4, the tyres are going to look up a lot round there. But that is as expected. Snookster using a lot of ERS here. Very, very quick circuit. 1 lapse of concentration and you're probably going to be in the wall. Snookster looking very quick. And very racy as well. Callum falling down the grid. More than actually going forward. Plankfeld doing really well on that medium compound. Now Captain Chubbs seems to do really well in this final sector. Bando Biz cannot seemingly nail this final sector, which has kept Chubbs in the DRS. DRS has not been enabled yet. Callum's all over the rear of Snookster. Snookster is using all of his ERS up and he's already down to 10%, which is going to give Callum an advantage. Callum does break late into turn 1 and there's yellow flag in sector 3. Best Bob is off again and has lost more of his front wing, and there's a VSC which has been caused by Best Bob's spin. So that's the second form of safety car and we are only on lap 6. Unbelievable. So everyone has to stick to a delta under the VSC. Obviously, if you go too quick, once it ends, you will get a drive-through penalty, which will be very costly. We do go through back to green flag racing, and Willows has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. Has to serve it within the next 3 laps as well, so that will drop into the back of the grid definitely. Best Bob also retired, doesn't actually pay attention to that. But Bando Biz did very well. DRS will be enabled now. Snookster just in the DRS has been able to save it under the VSC. I believe you can save your ERS quite nicely around this track. Captain Chubbs locking up once again the gap as Willows is serving, or not serving his drive through actually. He's actually changing his front wing. It's Callum getting right behind Snookster. Bando Biz got the gap to now more than a second. Has that little gap of leeway, which is good for him. Callum is 3 tenths off Snookster. You've also got Volokongan just in behind as well. Also Langfell on the mediums. I don't know when the mediums are going to come into play. They will do at some point, but we don't know when. Snookster's rear end looking a little bit sloppy around the medium speed corners. So we're heading into the final sector now. Going to come a little bit of a train. Snookster needs to catch up a bit more to Captain Chubbs. As we're through the penultimate corner now, Chubbs seemingly locking up everywhere. Oh, Snookster's got off the track there. Callum now is in a prime position to get into P3. But Snookster has got the DRS as well. Pretty small straight. Will Callum launch it? It's very far back. No, he doesn't. Decides better of it. Snookster saved by the DRS from the car in front. Snookster wobbling. Bando Beers, the gap out to 1.4 seconds. The gap is increasing as Chubbs is struggling. It looks like it's a Constantina effect on the cars behind. They're all stuck behind each other. Dirty Air is a huge reason for it. And Callum just looks quicker than Snookster at the moment. I'm going to stick on this battle for P3. This long train from 2nd down to 8th. So breaking now into sector 3. Can Snookster stay with Chubbs this time? And not make a absolute mess of the second to last corner. Does a little bit better, but still not great. But will definitely get closer to Captain Chubbs. Gap's down to just under 3 attempts. There's another lock up there from Chubbs. That's the ERS looking. Barnaby's not doing too bad. Captain Chubb's not doing too bad. Snookster not doing too well. Callum not doing too bad. Volaconga 94%. Not using any of his ERS. He's conserving it all the way. Callum, however, all over the back of Snookster in this middle sector. The Dirty Air here is going to be absolutely torrid. Purple first sector, but that's not going to change anything. He's not able to get past at this point. Bando Biz has been pulled by Captain Chubbs. Bando Biz has made a mistake somewhere and is now a part of this train is now caught the leader. Bando Biz has made a mistake somewhere and the whole grid now, well, I say the whole grid, the top 7 or top 8 are now battling for the lead. Championship leader at 3 gloves down in 8th. And Captain Chubbs closing in on the leader. And again a lock up from practically everyone, but that could just be a spectator glitch. Ooh, Snookster breaking very late into turn 4 there. We're getting a pretty good exit out of it, right behind Captain Chubbs. I don't know when you pit on the soft compound tyre. I don't know what tyre you pit onto. I'm going to guess the mediums, as these guys don't seem to be struggling that badly. This race will most likely come down to penalties. And this little DRS here, we'll get Captain Chubbs a little bit closer. Very little amount to Bando Biz, who is taking that kind of like little chicane complex very, very timidly. Let's come through the penultimate corner again. Snookster with a pretty good exit, but DRS is against him. And Snookster's actually into the pits, which is going to free up Snookster. Will he go for it into turn 1? He's looking at it as no ERS, however. But into turn 1, Chubbs with another lock-up. Callum also followed him in. I'm surprised the front 2 here didn't pit either. Hard for both of them drivers, and they're going to come out in fairly clean air. Just behind Weiserman. These two now need to push. If they're going to pit this lap, they need to push. Langfeld will take the lead, definitely. Callum has gained on this. He is right behind Bando Biz now in the DRS range. You've also got Volacongan there as well. Ooh, very big bunny hop on the curb there from Captain Chubbs, who is currently on a bit of a roll after winning in Belgium. As they round the final corner, I do imagine the top 3 will pit, as well as Moriouette. Yep, no, and yep. Oh, for Chubbs with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Moriarty has done the same. Unbelievable. Volokongan actually with the fastest lap on 11 lap old softs. I don't know where the AlphaTauri's pulled that pace from, but let's have a look at here. Captain Chubbs is going to come out behind Callum, I believe. Yes, just. So Callum has got the undercut worked to perfection. But he's not in the DRS range of Bando Biz, so Captain Chubbs, who might have his tempers a little bit flared after getting that pit lane penalty, is right at the back of Callum, and Callum has no DRS. Captain Chubbs seemingly struggling for the medium speed corners. Callum getting away. Just has DRS. And Bando Biz is actually behind this little train now, which is Volokongan may have seen this, which is why he's staying out, or he's staying out until the mediums, which I imagine is probably not that far away. And now the leaders are stuck behind this train, which will fall into Volokongan's hands. This train consists of Sam. Well, Sam is actually leading the train. Huberto Mancini, Tom AJ, Weiserman. Sam is not that far off Sondre either. But right now, Sam is leading this little train, and Bando Biz is struggling, and Callum all over the rear end of the McLaren. As we are on lap 13 now, and JRD into the pit lane. I believe it's just his AI. I don't think he's not been racing at all. No. Oh, yes, actually. That is actually him. No, it's not. Never mind. Right, anyway. Bando Biz has now got DRS on the group ahead. I wonder when Volokongan will come into the pits. And the answer is still not yet. Carrying on. Pulling a gap to Langfell, so he's got really good pace on these worn set of softs. It's now the leaders. I don't know how Bando Biz has got DRS, even though he's 1.1 behind. I'm not going to question it. Callum with the fastest lap, 1 minute 12.1. Snookster also now with a 1 minute 12.1. Snookster right behind Captain Chubbs. Captain Chubbs struggling since he's started his stint on the hards. Not doing too well is the Haas driver. Now Bando Biz is stuck behind a two-car train of Weiserman and Tom AJ. As Tom AJ's lost his DRS to Huberto Mancini. This is going to be difficult for Bando Biz. Yes, Tom AJ is Bando Biz's teammate, but Tom AJ won't want to lose his position to Weiserman. So I don't know how they're going to do this. You can obviously see that Bando Biz is a lot quicker, but how is he going to overtake? He's going to have to dive bomb Weiserman into the first corner, but after that kind of run through turn 14, I don't think that's going to happen. It looks like Callum actually might go for it instead. Weiserman's pulling off into the pits. Callum is right behind Bando Biz. Bando Biz is going to go defensive. Callum now to the outside of turn 1. Tries to outbrake him. Can he get the move done? No. Bando Biz keeps, well, net P1 I believe for now. Callum with an attempt, it did not work. And now Bando Biz has got his teammate in front. This should be interesting because Callum is right all over the rear of Bando Biz, and I imagine this will stay like this because Callum will not want to get held by Tom AJ one bit. Oh, Bando Biz, that's a definite warning there. How will McLaren do this? Like that, or attempt to, which hasn't worked. Oh my god! I mean, that tactic isn't exactly what I had in mind. Tom AJ has sideswiped Callum Anderson. I have seen that. And Callum has now lost his front wing and he's going to have to pit. And Volakongan has come up behind Bando Biz and ahead of Captain Chubbs. A very interesting plot twist to this race. And now Callum is out of the points, definitely. Yeah, that's definitely going to get reported, as there is Morioette off at, I think, turn 7, if I have that correct. Turn 8. Sorry, turn 8. He's gone off the track. But he's back on now, I think it's just a spin. Yeah. But anyway, back to the action. Gilberto Mancini all over the back of Sam. I think Sam overtook earlier this lap. So now it's Mancini's turn to repay the favour. Will he go for it into turn 1? He's looking for it, and he's going down the inside of Sam into turn 1. There is slight contact, some slight wheel bang, and they are still side by side. Mancini has got the move, however, into turns 2, 3 and 4. Now for the constructors, this is awful. I will admit, this is awful. As one Renault is gone, and the other Renault is quite far behind the rest of the grid once he pits. Voice is slightly broken there. But yeah, quite far behind once the grid pits. As Bando Biz is now catching up to these. Captain Chubbs actually picks up a 3-second time penalty. Also, that just reminded me that he has also got that 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So his race is fairly compromised as well. He only has Snookster behind him, however. And you've got Volakongan now passing Bando Biz for the net lead into turn 1. Volakongan out of nowhere, having an absolutely storming race, and he's passed Bando Biz and has taken the net lead. Oh, Bando Biz getting very close into turn 3. As Tom AJ pits for a second time. Callum Anderson sets the fastest lap. I can very much guarantee he'll be fuming inside his cockpit. Will Ella Honda Bar be? But yeah, Bando Biz losing out to Volakongan. Volakongan now behind Sam, who is also behind Gilberto Mancini. Sam's actually just lost DRS, so it's going to be an easy target for Volakongan. I guess the medium runners, Langfell and Three Gloves, are going to pit on to the soft. We'll not go on to the hards, and we'll go on to the soft. Now this is going to be the most straightforward move you're ever going to see. Oh my life. Sam bolts into the pits, but that was almost, could have been an aeroplane crash. But Volakongan up into P4. Now was Mancini in front. Sondre also pit, and he's going to come out P8. And Sam was going to come out P10, just ahead of Wiserman. Back to P4, or net P1, which is Volakongan, who is behind Gilberto Mancini. Gilberto Mancini, who did pit, who was involved in that incident with Nadal on lap 1, which brought out the safety car. Now under pressure from Volakongan. Bando Biz not able to catch up, but Volakongan is on fresher tyres and on quicker tyres, so Volakongan has made his soft stint work to perfection, and now, as long as there's no mistakes, it is an easy win. Nobody can stop him unless there's a safety car. Mancini pits. The mediums can go to the end at this point, so yeah, that's what tyre will be onto. Volkongan into P4. Mancini onto a set of the mediums. Let's see where he'll come out. It should be ahead of Sam. And it is in P9. Snooks has passed Captain Chubbs at some point. Unfortunately, I did miss it. But Captain Chubbs, ever since getting on this hard compound tyre, has really just not had the pace. And I have to admit, all the championship leaders have just seemingly had a really poor race today. Like, if I quickly try and find the standings again. I do apologise, but there isn't much going on the track. You've got Three Gloves, so he's in second, but when he pits, probably P8 or 9, maybe even P11. But we'll be on a set of softs, but that's towards the end of the race. That's the championship leader. Captain Chubbs down in 6th. Could potentially be worse than that with the penalties he has. Sam down in 10th. Callum down in 12th. Tom AJ down in 13th. So Bando Biz will be gaining a lot of points. However, Bando Biz is 19 behind. Obviously can't catch up. So yeah, the championship's going to get ever closer. Superso Mancini is behind the rear of Morioet. The FPS on the spectator cam seems to be a little bit laggy, but oh well, we can live with it. And he's right behind the Alfa Romeo. I'm not going to go for it into here. The only overtaking spot really is into turn 1. There's Langfeld pits. The softs can go to the end at this point. And Merck will come out behind the Haas of Captain Chubbs. Just. When I say just, I mean just. And this will be an easy overtake for Langfeld. I mean, if Langfeld can get them tyres going quickly, a good challenge for the lead. You never know. And Three Gloves actually not that bad actually. They'll only be about 2 seconds off Langfeld. Langfeld all over the rear of Captain Chubbs. Has a DRS, will he go for it? Yes, he will actually. Bit of an unorthodox spot, but I don't see what Captain Chubbs can do, and that is nothing. And Langfeld's up into P5, and I suspect Three Gloves will pit. No. Three Gloves decides not to pit. Yeah, that's interesting. Langfield's already put a second lead to Captain Chubbs. Meanwhile, we'll look at Callum, who's right behind Wiserman. This is the closest battle on track for P11. Wiserman on 7 lap old hards, Callum on 6 lap old mediums. And Callum, ooh, very risky there up the hill. That could have been a huge crash if he'd actually made contact with Wiserman there. Some have said that Callum is too quick for F8, but he may be quick in 1 lap pace, which he is. He's always up there in qualifying, but in the race, he's not doing that well. I know today, not his fault, but every other race has not been great. Snooks with a 3-second time penalty, and Three Gloves is into the pits. For the set of the soft compound tyre, Langfeld with the fastest lap, no surprise by that. Ooh, let's see, he's going to come out in a Ferrari sandwich. With 3 gloves out in 7th. And we'll probably, we'll probably keep his championship lead. As long as he gains a few more positions. I expect 3 gloves will push away from Mancini now. As he seems to be. Langfeld up into 4th. Only, what is it? 6.5 off the leader. Not far off, not far off. Oh, Mancini actually going past 3 gloves. Oh, slight contact. 3 gloves making a very slight error. Can't be doing that on a set of softs. Crucial tyre. Crucial part of the championship leaders race. Actually, I've gone with Langfeld. This is right behind Snookster for P3. Oh, Langfeld, that is a warning, I will believe, as I was all 4 wheels off the track. Langfeld looks like he'll get past the Force India pretty easily down this main straight, hopefully. Banner Biz with a 3-second time penalty, which could come in crucially here. Langfeld now pushing with the ERS. Looks like it's going to be easy meet for the Mercedes, and he's up into P3. Fairly comfortable there. And the Merc can now set his sights on other potential targets, as Sondre is trying to pass Captain Chubbs now. As you've also got 3 gloves in the mix. And you've also got Roberto Mancini and Moriarty. This little 5-car train here in the mix. Captain Chubbs in front on the most worn tyres of the pack, joint with Moriarty at the back of the pack. And 13-lap-old Hard is really struggling. Got Sondre behind on the mediums. Fairly fresh, and they got 3 gloves on fresh softs. So yeah. Captain Chubbs might actually get DRS off this AI. He will. He will get the DRS off this AI. Captain Chubbs has been slightly saved on this straight. Sondre still pushing though. Will he go for it into turn 1? Yes, he will. Any contact? Yes, there is a little bit of wheel banging going on. They're still side by side now. We'll go on board with 3 gloves. Perfect angle. Into turn 4, going side by side. Oh, there's huge contact in the both rounds. And Sondre's on. Everyone's trying to take avoiding action. Oh, that was inevitable. And Sondre's dropped to P12. Mancini has let Moriarty through. I don't know why. 3 gloves is all over the back of Captain Chubbs. Still cannot get past. 3 gloves is probably not going to get anywhere higher than P5 now. And Willows has gone off in the background. But yeah, that collision between the two, I believe, was inevitable. You're never going to stay side by side through that complex of corners. Now 3 gloves should be an easy move now into turn 1, I would believe. The 2 Renaults and Weiserman has actually just been brought up into this battle. 3 gloves not even pushing on the ERS. Easily going to get the move done, and is up into P5. Huberto Mancini now needs to try and pass Moriarty again after losing out to him. Sondre's pitting for a new front wing, so there was actually wing damage, and it's a DNF also for Sondre, the third of the race, technically fourth, with JLD not being there. Oh, Moriarty has clipped the grass and has lost the position to Mancini. Slight mistake from the Alfa Romeo, but losing out on the position. Sam now saying hello. Oh, losing the back end as well. Get a bit too punchy on the throttle. Callum's been able to recuperate and get into the points, just in the P10 spot. As this train from P6 downwards continues. Mancini's actually passed Chubbs. They're not going to go side by side again. We know what happened last time. 2. Oh, do not go into 1. And Captain Chubbs could be the luckiest man on earth right now. Oh, Snooks has had a spin. Snookster has had a spin. And has lost a huge part of his front wing. He's bottled it. He's spun at the flat out, well, not the flat out right. It's very fast right hander, but he's spun. So this is now going to promote everyone up a position. This absolute gaggle of cars here towards the end of the race, all battling now for what is going to be P5. There's Mancini, oh my life, trying to switch across on the straight, and everyone gets bumped up a position. As the Renaults look like they're trying to do a tactical switch. Oh, Moria went down the inside of Chubbs, and Chubbs is off the track. That was an outrageous move. Oh, and Chubbs is off into the barrier, and it's a VSC. Oh, Moria, that was a very, very dangerous move. Moria with a very dangerous Stokes there. Got a 5-second penalty for crossing the pit lane exit. But yeah, Moria with a very dangerous lunge down the inside of Captain Chubbs, pushing him off the track. Chubbs, with gravel on his tyres, just floored it on the pedal and is off into the barrier, and that is technically the 5th retirement. Now both the Hasses out of the points. Captain Chubbs from his win last week in Belgium is now out of the race, and we are back again, green flag racing. There's now yellow flag and set to 2. Has Weiserman had an off? I think Weiserman may have spun as well. But this is the only battle on track now. You've got Callum Anderson behind Moriarty for P6. And is that Bando Biz? No, it's Tom AJ. Oh. I was about to get hyped up then. I thought Bando Biz had spun as well. I was like, what is going on? Oh, hello. What was that? Oh, it was, never mind. Nothing exciting. And Callum might be struggling on a slightly worn set of mediums, but also Moriarty is on worn hards as well. Callum might be able to get him sooner rather than later. Not a great final sector from the Renault driver. Langfell is getting into the range of Bando Biz now as well. No one really has ERS out of these two, so yeah. And Captain Choves leaves the session. Snookster with the fastest lap up into P10. Probably get P9. Probably catch Wiseman towards the end. But actually has a lot of penalties, so maybe not. Callum all over the rear end of this Alfa Romeo. Definitely a warning from Moriarty, that I'll tell you that much. Being on them curbs, Callum being a bit punchy on the throttle. Can he get past? It's so difficult to get past to begin with. Needs to ideally get right up behind the Alfa Romeo and Moriarty a little bit wide. May invite Callum in if he can get this second to last corner right, which he hasn't really. Callum's struggling through that corner. Not really clipping the apex as he would like. But he's all over the back of Moriarty. Will he go for it into turn one? He's a bit far back. He's going to go for a very late lunge around the outside. Moriarty is going to have to leave him the room. He's got more than a car width there. But Moriarty does stay in the lead. Are these two? Oh my. Callum almost rear-ending Moriarty there into turn 4. Also got the battle for P2. They are in the middle sector, so nothing's really going to be happening there. Oh, Callum, is he going to go for it? No. Okay, let's switch to the battle for P2 as Langfeller's caught up on the 10-lap-old soft compound tyres. As we're about to start lap 34 out of 36 for this Grand Prix. Not a very good final sector from Langfeld, to say the least. And nope. Nothing can be done about that for now. Now, on board with Callum. Can he go for it this time? On the back of the Alfa Romeo. Will he go for an incredibly late lunge this time? No. Too far back, but actually Moriarty makes a slight mistake. Invites Callum in. Will he go for it? Nope. Oh my life, that would have been a ballsy move, which would have backfired for Callum there. Back on board with the battle for P2. Volokongren looks to have won this race from starting in P5. Will be my driver of the day as well. Perfect strategy, done it to perfection. Knew about track position, stayed out. And Tommy Joe with a speeding in the pit lane penalty. I don't think he'll really care. But yeah, Volokongren has done very well this race. As he round the final corner to start the penultimate lap. Langfeld not close enough, but I think Langfeld will get him on penalties. I don't believe that Volokongren has any penalties. And let's go with Callum. He's trying it past Moriarty. And he has got the move for P6 eventually. I only caught the tail end of that as Wiseman and Snookster are now going for it. Are they going to go for it into turn 4? No, Snookster thinks better of it. He's going to try it up the hill. I also doubt that. Oh, he's not going to try it down the side of the... Oh, down the hill. No, 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 no. He's not going to try it. No, he's not. Right. Anyway, back on board with the top 3 as they're about to start the final lap now. And it looks like the top 3 are going to stay as they are. And there's been a collision between Snookster and Wiseman. Nothing's going to change, however, except for Snookster's actually got past him now. Snookster's going to let him by. So, obviously, Snookster was most likely the cause of that crash if he's let him through. But yeah. Will Snooks to go for it now into turn 1 instead. Let's have a look. No. Very good run out of turn 1 though. Will they go for it into turn 4? Oh no. Anyway, back on board with the leaders as they are coming into the final sector now. Volakongan has led quite a lot of this race actually. Perfect strategy. Flawless drive. I don't think there's any penalties. Couldn't ask any better of him. As he rounds the final corner, the Alpha Tauri driver, with no wins to his name this season, I do believe, crosses the line to win here in Zandvoort. I've completely forgot the name then. Bando Biz in second. Langfell in third. Three Gloves is going to potentially get fourth, depending on penalties. Yes, fourth. Huberto Mancini fifth. Callum in sixth. Moriouette seventh. No, Sam sixth. Callum seventh. Moriouette eighth. These two seemingly cannot get separated one bit. Can Snooks to get him on the line? They're going to be side by side to the line, and no, it didn't matter. What doesn't matter? Plenty less penalties. Willers will get 11th, and Tom AJ will get 12th. Just to confirm, it was Volakongan's first podium of the season, to be fair, and he is a reserve. So yeah, well, this has been promoted, which without me knowing. On the standings, it says he's a reserve. So excellent job. From the reserve driver. The game says Three Gloves gets driver of the day. Not my driver of the day, it is Volakongan. And hopefully this time it actually shows me the grid afterwards. Because last week it didn't show me, it just had this. There we go. You get to see the top step of the podium. And won by the reserve driver. So, Volakongan is your winner. From 5th to 1st, my driver of the day. Bando Biz in 2nd. Was not able to convert his pole to win again. Langfell in 3rd. Very good alternate strategy. Same as Three Gloves in 4th. Huberto Mancini 5th. Sam in 6th. Callum 7th. Moriouette 8th. Wiseman 9th. And Snookster 10th. They're your points finishers. Provisionally, as I do believe there will be penalties served after. Willers 11th, Tom AJ 12th, they're your finishers. JLD, Captain Chorbs, Sexa, Best Bob, and Nadal didn't finish, shall I say. But yeah, that has been it for this race. Very interesting, to say the least. Bit of carnage on that one. Carnage actually quite a lot throughout. Volakongan taking his time, perfect strategy, doing what you want. And he's won the race, so kudos to him. But that has been it from me for the Dutch Grand Prix. I'll be back for Monza next week, the Temple of Speed. And it should be an interesting show for the drivers, the fastest track on the calendar. So yeah, that has been it from myself and PSGL 8, and we will see you next week.